Exposing the truth in royal rumours, Prince Harry just slammed the media and everyone's talking. The world of the British royals is always swirling with speculation, but this time Harry's words have cut through the noise like never before. In a world where headlines can shape public opinion overnight, it's rare to see a royal take such a direct stand against the press. But that's exactly what happened. And the fallout has been nothing short of dramatic. The impact of Harry's statement has rippled far beyond the palace gates, igniting conversations in living rooms, newsrooms, and social media feeds across the globe. People everywhere are questioning what they thought they knew about the royal family and the media's role in shaping those perceptions. It's a moment that's forcing everyone to reconsider where the truth really lies and who gets to tell it. I will never trust those royal headlines the same way after hearing what Harry said. For years, the tabloids have spun stories about the royal family, sometimes with a grain of truth, but often with wild exaggerations or outright fabrications. This latest episode is a perfect example of how quickly rumors can spiral out of control and how the truth can get lost in the frenzy. It's almost as if the public is watching a never-ending soap opera, with each new headline adding another twist to the plot. The line between fact and fiction blurs, and it becomes harder and harder to know what's real. Harry's bold move to call out the press has made many people stop and think how much of what we read is actually true and how much is just designed to sell papers or get clicks. Let's break down what actually happened. So here's the scoop. On September 10th, Prince Harry met King Charles for the first time in, get this, 19 months. That's right, nearly 2 years had passed since father and son had been in the same room together. The anticipation was sky high, with royal watchers and the media alike speculating about what this meeting could mean for the future of the monarchy and the fractured family. The world was watching, waiting for any sign of reconciliation or further division. The stakes felt higher than ever, with every gesture and word scrutinized for hidden meaning. For Harry and Charles, this wasn't just a family catch-up. It was a moment loaded with history, emotion, and the weight of public expectation. The big family reunion at Clarence House lasted just 55 minutes, but the headlines went wild. Reporters camped outside hoping for a glimpse or a statement, while photographers snapped every arrival and departure. Inside, the atmosphere was tense but hopeful. Could this be the start of a royal reconciliation, or just another awkward encounter? The brevity of the meeting only fueled speculation, with some wondering if it was a sign of progress or proof that the rift was deeper than ever. The world's eyes were glued to Clarence House, searching for clues in every detail, from who arrived first to who left last. As soon as the meeting ended, the tabloids pounced. Stories flooded the front pages, each more sensational than the last. Some claimed the meeting was icy and formal, while others suggested it was a breakthrough moment. But the most persistent rumor was that Harry had been treated like an outsider, an official visitor rather than a beloved son returning home. The press seemed determined to paint the meeting in the most dramatic light possible, with headlines designed to provoke strong reactions and keep the public hooked. It was a classic case of the media taking a small kernel of truth and spinning it into a narrative that suited their agenda. Some tabloids claimed Harry felt like an official visitor, not a son. The language was harsh, painting a picture of a family so divided that even a private meeting couldn't bridge the gap. These headlines fueled speculation about the true state of Harry's relationship with his father and the rest of the royals. The idea that Harry was being kept at arm's length, treated more like a guest than family, struck a nerve with readers. It raised uncomfortable questions about forgiveness, loyalty, and whether old wounds could ever truly heal in the royal household. Seriously? Harry's spokesperson shut that down fast, calling the rumors categorically false and accusing the so-called sources of trying to sabotage any chance of father-son peace. The statement was unusually direct, making it clear that the palace and Harry's camp were not on the same page when it came to media narratives. It was a rare moment of unity between Harry and his team, pushing back against the relentless tide of gossip. The spokesperson's words didn't just deny the rumors, they called out the entire system that allows such stories to flourish. It was a bold move, signaling that Harry was no longer willing to let others control the narrative about his life and his family. The spokesperson's words sent shockwaves through both the press and the public. For many, it was a wake-up call about how easily misinformation can spread, especially when it comes to the royal family. Social media lit up with debates as fans and critics alike weighed in on who to believe, Harry, the tabloids, or the palace insiders. The digital age has made it easier than ever for rumors to go viral, but it's also given people the tools to fact-check and push back. In the hours after the statement, hashtags trended, think pieces were published, and the conversation about media responsibility took center stage. It was a reminder that in today's world, the battle for the truth is fought not just in newspapers, but on every screen and device. Inside the meeting, Harry gifted King Charles a sweet-framed photo of Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, family vibes only. This gesture, simple yet meaningful, was a reminder that beneath all the drama and headlines, there's a real family at the heart of the story. It was a moment that could have been a turning point if only the outside world had let it be. The photo was more than just a gift. It was a symbol of hope, a quiet plea for connection and understanding. In a family where so much is played out in public, these private moments matter more than we'll ever know. It's easy to forget that behind the titles and the scandals, there are parents, children, and grandchildren trying to find their way back to each other. And nope, Meghan wasn't there. Her absence was noted by everyone, sparking even more speculation about the state of her relationship with the royal family. Some wondered if her staying away was a sign of ongoing tensions, while others saw it as a respectful decision to let Harry and his father reconnect without distractions. Meghan's choice to remain in California with their children was interpreted in countless ways, each theory reflecting the public's fascination with her role in the royal saga. Whether it was a strategic move or simply a personal decision, her absence became another piece of the puzzle that everyone wanted to solve. Meanwhile, palace insiders looked confused and just a little bit sad about the drama, saying they're still working on patching things up. The staff, who have seen decades of royal ups and downs, reportedly hope for a resolution, but admit that trust is hard to rebuild once it's been broken so publicly. Behind the scenes, there's a sense of exhaustion, a feeling that the endless cycle of leaks, rumors, and denials is taking its toll on everyone involved. The palace is a place of tradition, but even the most time-honored institutions can struggle to adapt when the world is watching their every move. Experts, they think Harry's still not done with that half-in, half-out royal life. Some royal commentators argue that Harry wants the best of both worlds, freedom from royal duties, but also the privileges and connections that come with his title. Others believe he's genuinely trying to carve out a new path for himself and his family, away from the relentless scrutiny of the British press. The debate among experts is fierce, with some predicting that Harry will eventually return to the fold, while others insist he's set on forging a new identity. The truth is, no one outside the family really knows what Harry wants, or what the future holds for him and the monarchy. Public reaction split. On one side, you have people who sympathize with Harry, seeing him as a victim of an outdated institution and a ruthless media machine. On the other, there are those who feel he's turned his back on his heritage and should accept the consequences of his choices. The divide is sharp, with passionate arguments on both sides. Some see Harry as a trailblazer, challenging the status quo and demanding change. Others view him as a rebel, unwilling to play by the rules that have defined the royal family for generations. The conversation is bigger than just Harry. It's about what the monarchy means in the modern world and whether it can survive the pressures of 21st century life. Some say Harry's right to speak up, to defend himself and his family from unfair attacks. They admire his courage in challenging the status quo and refusing to let the tabloids define his story. For these supporters, Harry represents a new kind of royal, one who values honesty and authenticity over tradition and silence. They see his willingness to confront uncomfortable truths as a sign of strength, not weakness. In their eyes, Harry is paving the way for a more open, compassionate royal family, one that's willing to learn from its mistakes and grow. Others wonder what's really going on behind those palace doors. They question whether the full story is being told, or if there are deeper issues at play that the public will never truly understand. The secrecy and mystique of the royal family only add fuel to the fire, keeping everyone guessing about what happens next. For every official statement, there are a dozen rumors, and the truth often seems just out of reach. The palace's silence on certain matters only intensifies the speculation, making it clear that some chapters of this story may never be fully revealed. This isn't the first time the royals have faced a media storm, and it certainly won't be the last. From past scandals to present-day drama, the House of Windsor has always been a magnet for controversy. But what sets this moment apart is Harry's willingness to speak out, to challenge the narrative, and to demand a different kind of respect from both his family and the press. The royal family's history is filled with moments of crisis and reinvention, but rarely has a member been so open about the challenges they face. Harry's actions are forcing the monarchy to confront uncomfortable questions about transparency, accountability, and the role of the media in their lives. It's a turning point that could shape the future of the royal family for years to come. Stick around for more royalty, like subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss a scandal. The story of Prince Harry, King Charles, and the ever-watchful media is far from over. As the world waits to see what happens next, one thing is clear: the truth behind the palace walls is more complicated and more fascinating than any headline could ever capture. The drama, the hope, the heartbreak, and the possibility of reconciliation all play out in real time, reminding us that even the most famous families are, at their core, just that, families, with all the messiness and love that comes with it. So keep watching, because in the world of the royals, the next chapter is always just around the corner.